Okay, so for today, what we're going to do is we're going to do the last section of the chapter. We're going to graph linear functions. It's chapter 4, section 7. We've done section part A for already. We're now going to do part B. And we're working on the 5E, kind of the function notation, but we're also working on graphs of functions with slope-intercept form. Now, if you remember from the other day, we did the x and f of x. It's in Schoology, so go ahead and look at that if you were gone that day. And I did step-by-step directions, so make sure that you go back and take a look at that. Today is day 2, and we're going to look at the following graphs and compare them. So let's take a look at this first one. This first one is f of x equals x. Now, one thing we need to remember is f of x is just a fancy way of saying y for our purposes. Okay, so don't get freaked out if we see f of x. It's just kind of like a y. You'll also remember we've talked about y equals mx plus b, right? M is considered my what? My slope. Now, slope is the number in front of x. It's not x. So like the slope is 2, it's not 2x. Right? So when we ask for slope, we're asking for a number, not the variable with it. And then the b is considered the y-intercept. Okay, those are key things. Now, let's take a look at this one. This one is called the parent. It's a special function, and it never changes. It's kind of like this. You got mom and dad at home. Mom and dad say, 10 o'clock is curfew. And you're like, please. We're like, no, 10 o'clock is curfew. Please, 10:30. No, it's 10 o'clock. It's in black and white, and it's 10 o'clock, and that's the way it is. That's kind of like this one. This is the parent function. It never changes. It's always f of x equals x, always. The rest of the functions are the kids. And so this is called the family of functions, right? And you're going to see how they're different. So in this example, my m would be what? It's 1. It's the number in front of x. And my b is what? It's 0 because it doesn't exist. Okay? Now, here comes the kid. The kid's like, I want my curfew at 2. And the parent's like, no, it's at 10. Oh, come on, please, 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 please. The parent's like, no. Okay? So the parent always stays the same. The kid is changing. Let's take a look at the kid. The kid, my slope is what? 1. What's my b? Okay, it's 2. Very good. Now, let's compare a few things. Let's look and see what's the same. Look at the equations and tell me what's the same. My slope. Okay, leave a little space and tell me what's different about them. My y-intercept. When you do this for me, you're going to tell me what's alike and what's different about the equations, and then I'm going to show you the graph, and you're going to be doing graphs, and then you're going to tell me what's alike or different about the graphs, right? Let me graph it on my graphing calculator. Here's my graphing calculator, all right? And I got y equals, so I'm going to put in parent. Here's mom and dad. Again, it's always the same, okay? And the kid is x plus 2. Okay, here's mom and dad. Here's the kid. Whoa. What happened? How are they alike? They're parallel, so their steepness is the same, correct? What's different? What did the kid do? It went up 2, didn't it? Very good. So we're going to come back to our notes here, and we're going to put what was the same. We said the steepness was the same. And what was different? This shifted, bless you, up 2. So we shift up 2. So you tell me one thing that's alike and different about the equation, and then you tell me one thing that's like or different about the graph, right? Let's look at another example. Here's the kid again. Oh, those darn kids. They never want to go to bed and have the curfew like they're supposed to. What's my M on this one? 1. What's my y-intercept? -2. Okay, now let's do same. Look at the equations. What's the same? My slope. Again, I'm comparing it to the blue. I'm comparing it to mom and dad. So my slope on the parent was 1. My y-intercept was 0. The kid's comparing it to the parent. What's different? My y-intercept. All right, let's go back now to my graphing calculator and take a look. I'm going to go back to my equations. I'm going to leave my parent because it's always the same, but I'm going to change the kid. And I'm going to go x minus 2 equals, here's mom and dad, here's the kid. What's the same? The steepness is the same. What's different? It shifted down 2. That's correct. Okay. So let's go back to the same, the steepness. What's different? Shift down 2. Okay. Oh, boy, this family has a bunch of kids, don't they? Yep. They got 4 kids. Lots of kids. Wow. That's awesome. More people to love, right? But they're all trying to break rules. Here we go. My M is 3. What's my B? It's 0. Okay. So now take a look at the parent. What's the same? My y-intercept, isn't it? My B's are the same. They're both 0, right? So y-intercept. What's different? My slope. Again, you compare the equations first. Then you look at the graph. Now, let's just use some creativity. And what do you think is going to happen different with the graphs? They're going to what? They're going to cross. That's correct. Where do you think they're going to cross? I think right in the middle. Let's take a look. 3x. Okay, here's mom and dad. Whoa. There's the kid. Okay, how are they alike? Look at the graph. That's correct. So they're going to the same. They're going to cross at the origin. So same. Cross at origin. That's that 0, 0. And different? Yep, it's steeper, isn't it? It's steeper. Okay, let's look at the next one. What's my M? -3. What's my B? 0. What's the same about the equations, that and the parent? The y-intercept. Again, I'm going back to the parent. I'm always going, because you know, you hear, oh, you have your dad's eyes. Oh, you look just like your mother. They're always comparing you to mom or dad, that parent. That's correct. Okay, so the same y-intercept. Different. What's different? The slope. Okay, now let's go back to that graphing calculator and let's put those in. So again, the parent stays the same. Here's the kid. Here's mom and dad. Whoa, that kid's in trouble. Yeah, he's going to prison, right? Or she's going to prison. It's going to prison, okay? Because not only is there one bad thing, but there's 2. It's breaking 2 rules, right? Let's take a look at this. So what's the same about those graphs? Yeah, that's correct. They cross at origin. Now, think about what's different, because there's two things I said. What's one thing that's different? Yeah, the steepness, because it's still steeper, right? But it also what?
Went backwards.
Went backwards. Opposite direction. Yeah, opposite direction. Okay. Again, you're always comparing them to mom and dad. Right? Questions? All right, let's move on. We're actually going to graph them, and you have all the tools you need, so it's not going to be too bad. Let's look at the kid, okay? P of X, that's the kid. What's my M on the kid? 1 or 1 over 1, right? And what's my B? -4, all right? And let's look at mom and dad. I'm going to put them over off to the side. What's my M on mom and dad? 1 over 1. And what's my B on mom and dad? 0. So let's talk about what's the same. Looking at those two, what's the same? My slope. Okay, what's different? Yes, very nice. My y-intercept. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and go to our graph. And I have 0, 0, up 1 over 1. This is the parent. Now, when you do these on your homework, every single time you graph these, you have to have two lines. One of the lines is going to be the parent. The other one's going to be the kid. You got to put both of them down. Otherwise, how can you compare them? It'd be difficult to compare. Okay. So make sure you have two lines. Let's do the kid now. Where's my y-intercept on the kid? -2, isn't it?
4.
Oh, it's -4. Thank you. -4. And what's my slope? Yep, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Draw my line. What's the same? The steepness. We don't want to say slope again because we already did, correct? The steepness is the same. What's different? What did the kid do? Shifted down how many?
4.
4. Right. So we're going to go steepness. And we're going to go down 4. Done. Don't do slope and slope. That doesn't make any sense. Slope and steepness, because you guys got to understand that when we talk about slope, we're talking about how steep that line is. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Last one. Here's a kid. What's the slope? -2 over 1. What's my B? 0. Okay, now we're going to do the parent again. F of X equals X. What's my M? 1 over 1. What's my B? 0. Okay, same. What's the same? What's different? Good, slope. And you're going to notice as you do this, it's kind of fun in a weird sort of way because it's not hard. It's just a matter of practicing and, okay, what's alike, what's different, and getting into that pattern. Let's graph these. I'm going to graph the parent first because the parents are number 1, right?
No.
They're the most important in the house, right? Kidding. Okay. Kid. Y-intercept, what is it? It's 0. Okay, and how do I graph it now? Down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. Ooh, this kid's breaking lots of rules, aren't they? So if you know how to graph, this isn't difficult, especially slope-intercept form. All right, so let's go back. What's alike? Cross at origin. What's different?
Steepness.
Steeper.
Opposite direction.
Opposite direction. Very nice. And you'll have that like that on the test. There should be two things that are like, two things are different. And if with a like, I don't want to hear slope and slope. It's slope and steepness. Okay. All right. That's it for today. So your assignment is going to be on page 265. I want you to do 23 to 33 and then number 35, right? Your test review is Monday and Tuesday of next week. I can't stress to you enough. You got to get your homework in. You got to get your stuff done. Okay? Mid-quarters today. I'm sending mid-quarters home. Make sure that you got your stuff done so you can take your test so that we're passing classes. And again, if you're doing the work, you should be passing. You should be just fine. It's just a matter of doing your work.